smells nice. Let me show you how I made it as I finished the cleaning. I filled a canning jar with clipped evergreens and vinegar. I got this glass plant sprayer bottle on Amazon. I'll leave the link below. I let it sit for about 3 months, and now I have a nice all-purpose cleaner that smells great. Today we're going to start by decorating the top of the cabinets. I've already have Christmas lights up there. Then we'll do the countertops and the window by the sink. Then we'll move along and do the French door, and then the wall where the cabinets and the shelves are. And we're also going to tackle this wall where the phone gets plugged in. I'll be using a garland that has eucalyptus, pine cones, and a little bit of pine needles on it. This will probably stay up for most of the winter because it has more of a winter feel than Christmas. I'm going to place this ribbon up above. I'm going to replace the canisters, and then we'll give them a fresh look for Christmas. I'm going to use a piece of ribbon here and just tie a very small bow. Now I'm going to take some of that red and white twine, and I'm going to wrap it a few times around the canisters and add a little piece of greenery. I'm going to add the same to the second canister. Here I have a book holder that I've added a wooden cutting board, a towel, a spatula, and trimmed it with a red ribbon. And here I have a soup tureen that I've just added red ornaments to. I have this decorative red pitcher, and I'm going to add some faux greenery and some red berries. By the sink, I'm going to add a white cake plate, dish soap, a little scrubby brush, and that homemade all-purpose cleaner that smells like pine. And now I've added an evergreen and berry and frosty pine cone swag. I'd like to finish off the windowsill here, and it'll just kind of frame off the whole window. And I'm just going to add a few of these pine branches that are kind of narrow so they won't really get in the way. Now I'm going to add these 3 little picks that have a little red pop of color on them. On the right side of the sink, I'm going to use this old Christmas mug. It's one of those big ones, and I'm going to use it to keep my Mr. Clean sponge and my stainless steel scrubby. And some winter snow hand soap. A winter bird plate, and a red lantern. I'm going to add a plug-in candle so that I can put it on a timer, and some greenery around the base. Here I'm adding a little greenery and some berries. And here's a vintage plate. It's probably a chop plate, and I've added a hanger on the back that can be removed. And last, we'll add a little basket with some greenery and some red berries. Now let's add some curtains to the French doors. Now we'll use some of that country ribbon and make some tie backs for the curtains. I'm going to add some wooden beads that look like cranberries. Now I'm just going to add some picks here and there just to finish it off. Now we're going to add this woven basket and Merry Christmas sign. Now I'm going to use these large lanterns that I used outside last year. I just cleaned them up, and at first I thought they would be too large, and then I thought, well, let's try them out. I think they'll fit. I'll be adding one to each side of the cabinet, and here I'm going to insert a little pine tree that I have put some battery operated lights that have a timer. I'm going to use these vintage canning jars and put holiday candy in them. I'm going to use these little cardinals. The lanterns seem to need a little more color, so I'm going to put 3 little birds in each one. Here is the matching one on the right side of the cabinet. I'd like to do something to the doors of this cabinet. I did put up a lot of fruits and vegetables in the late fall, but they kind of clash with the colors of the Christmas decoration. So I'm going to line the inside of the doors. I'm just going to use a holly leaf wrapping paper. I just need to find the right length, and if I cut it in half, that's enough for both doors. Now I'm going to take this basket and we're going to start decorating the top of the cabinet, keeping it very simple. I have these fake gifts. There's not anything really in there. You can use empty boxes, and let me show you something. If you run out of boxes, what you can use. Here I'm just wrapping up an old book because I ran out of boxes. So get creative with what you use for wrapping. Now for the right side of the cabinet, I'm using a small cake stand, and I'm going to put these ceramic ornaments that almost look like peppermint balls. I'm just going to stack them on top of each other. I'm going to add this very small dessert plate and a little ceramic snowman, and I'll finish with adding a few picks of berries. I've also added a little greenery to the tops of the pendant lights. On our last wall, I have 3 of my largest cutting boards. I'm just going to put them all together on the wall here. I'm changing out to a red phone for the holidays. Now I'm going to add back this little wire basket that I keep here most of the year. I'm going to add these little miniature evergreens. And then I'm going to just fill in the bare spots with pine cones and a little sprig of berries. Don't forget to call friends and family in the Christmas season. I think I'll call my little sister.
Oh, Merry Christmas!
And a Merry Christmas to you too. I've added some greenery to the light fixture that hangs over the island. Adding a pretty Christmas towel. And I have already recovered the chairs from orange to red. Let's set the table. I will add some little reindeer to the center for a centerpiece. I'll be using vintage plates. These are called restaurant ware. They were used back in the day in restaurants, usually the smaller family restaurants, and they're a nice heavyweight, very, very durable china plate. And some of them can be very decorative. I'll be adding a red goblet style water glass. And just some basic silverware. Last, we're going to decorate the island, and I want to keep it very simple. We're going to use this large ceramic platter and this vintage oil lamp. I'm going to use this cute vintage book, The Christmas Carol Story. A little white pitcher vase. And then I'm going to add a pick to that. And then I'm going to also just fill in around the edges with some other little picks just to fill in the bare spots. So now if I need to use the island, I can just pick it up and move it aside easily. Now let's light the candles and the oil lamp and see what it looks like in the evening. Today's Bible verse is Luke chapter 1, verses 26 through 28. Now in the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent by God to a city of Galilee named Nazareth, to a virgin betrothed to a man whose name was Joseph, of the house of David. The virgin's name was Mary, and having come in, the angel said to her, "Rejoice, highly favored one, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women." Thank you for watching Season Living.